For all your TCG needs, make sure to check out sabatcg.com. What's poppin', everybody? It's a Saber94 on the Whimsy Players channel. Gonna be discussing the latest One Piece ban list today, as well as their bright new idea, quote unquote. I say that sarcastically because I don't think it's a good idea. The pair system. So you can find the information on the official website. They give their long ass explanations here, but basically, to just summarize, they think to have a fun and balanced and good game where everybody's happy, even though that's never going to be the case, instead of just banning cards, instead of not even limiting, because I think that's what they should do, but they don't do that, ban leaders, they're just going to make this banned pair system, like the banned pair cards, so that certain cards, if you use them with a different leader, like for example this OP8 Karakuri, if you want to use them with the purple Karakuri or with put in from OP8, you can run 4 copies as normal. But if you're trying to use the OP11 Luffy leader, then you can't use them at all. They're banned from being used together. Same for this Charlotte Lane. Now, I'm going to be honest, I've never used this leader. I played against him once, at least once, on the One Piece sim. And I am kind of, just tackling all these different TCGs. So it's not like I'm fully invested in One Piece and playing all day, every day. But I know that this Luffy, among the other more recent Luffys, pretty much all of the Luffy leaders, they're pretty strong. They're very strong leaders. And this guy is like one of the leaders to beat, you could say. As well as the EB2 Luffy. He's pretty strong as well. So I guess this guy being used with Karakuri and this Charlotte Lin is too broken, so they decided to do this banned pair system. Because this guy is supposed to be like a fragile leader and not have the defense of cards like these, but cards like these, they give him the defense, is pretty much what they explain in the information here. Now, I don't think this is a good idea because in the future, you never know. There's going to be more leaders. Maybe they're going to be broken with the other cards, and maybe they're going to decide, okay, you know what? This leader with this card is broken. You can't use them together. And this leader with this card and this card. And it's just going to be complicated. It's going to be confusing. And it's not as simple as just a standard ban list. Banned cards, limited cards. That's it. You're good to go. Can't use these cards, and these cards, you can use them as one. And I say that, I bring up the limited card example because I don't know why, for some reason Bandai, they don't want to do limited cards. Like, in my opinion, what you can do is you can put these cards to 1, put Karakuri to 1, put this Big Mom to 1, and then, yeah, you could say they become like sack cards, if you guys know what this term is. It's like your one-of key card that's really broken that's in your deck. Like the Rageki in the Yu-Gi-Oh deck or something back in the day, that kind of thing. So if you see it, then yeah, and your opponent doesn't see theirs, it's almost like you got lucky. You got an advantage being lucky. But I mean, if all of the decks, all the different colors have their own like broken ass card at 1, it's like everybody has something. I also think Gekko Moria should have been a 1. Jinbei should have been a 1. Jinbei, to be honest, is not ban worthy at all, but he pretty much became the sacrifice for Doflamingo. But I think that is a completely fair card, and other cards do exactly what he does, so he shouldn't have been banned. Now, I guess the counter argument would be, hey, I'm using a pudding deck or a purple Karakuri deck. This system benefits me because I can still run 4 copies of this Lilin in my deck, otherwise I wouldn't be able to. So I get that, but I just think that it's an over-analytical, they're overthinking it with systems like this banned pair system. If a card is too broken, it's too broken, it should be banned, or it should be limited. I mean, at the end of the day, let's say if these cards are limited, you can't use them in your put-in deck, okay, you open up spots for some different stuff. And I mean, that's something that's always existed in games with ban lists and stuff. You find a replacement, and it will have maybe a disadvantage compared to Lin Lin, but it'll also give you a different edge. Now, in terms of these cards on their own, yeah, this guy is pretty good. Blocker, kind of block himself, and you get Dons, you get to 1 Don from your Don deck and rest it. So yeah, good card, but yeah, maybe if it's not with this guy, he's not ban worthy, he's not broken. The attack for the cost is pretty fair. And Lin Lin, this card, in my opinion, is one of the most overrated cards. I don't think this card is that good. When my opponent plays this card, I'm like, thank you, because it's not a great boss character. 9,000 for 9 is below average for the cost. You gotta go minus Dawn too, so it's almost like you pay an extra Dawn, you could say, for the effects. You get the free life, which is great, but then for the removal card, to remove an opponent's 6 or less character, it goes into life, plus you gotta discard a card from your hand. So it's a 1-for-1 in a way, plus it goes to your opponent life, so you help them out. So I'd never thought this card was very good. I pulled a bunch, so I made sure to sell them. Yeah, even in like put-in decks and stuff, I'd rather run different cards that just are more broken. This card is almost like it tries to be too fair in a way, too balanced. But anyway, what do I know? But that's the band pair system, and everything going on here, it takes place on August 30. So I guess it's right around the corner. Next up, we got some actual band cards. This Nami right here. This I completely agree, because they sort of explain it in a way here. Let me just find the text. Its unique strategy has diverged from the gameplay experience we want to provide. Pretty much that's them saying, you know what, we don't want these types of gimmick decks to be able to beat the conventional decks that beat you the old-fashioned way. So this is a gimmick deck. That's what I like to call it, a mill deck. Instead of just milling your opponent, in this deck, you mill yourself to death, and then if you do, you win with Nami's leader effect. I look at decks like this, like how milling decks would be in Yu-Gi-Oh!, how Exodia decks would be in Yu-Gi-Oh!, maybe Chainburn decks would be there. Just other maybe stall control decks in Pokemon. It's decks that their strategy, the way they play, pretty much ignores a lot of the stuff that your opponent's deck would be doing. And when you got your deck, like when I'm playing a deck, let's say a blue deck, I'm playing against a Boa deck that's gonna draw a bunch of cards, you don't really care much. If your opponent has big ass strong characters, you don't really care that much. If your opponent destroys cards, KOs cards by effects, it's like you almost don't care in a way. I mean, you do care, but it plays its own game. And it's almost like you gain an edge over your opponent because a lot of the stuff their deck would be doing, they're not applicable to you. They also explain it here that it limits their ideas, like whatever good blue draw card they could come up with, it's gonna be, oh, great draw card, we can use it in Nami, and it becomes more and more broken. The more draw stuff that comes out, the more broken this deck becomes. It just gains even more options. And it really becomes like the stall decks in Pokemon, where they just got too many options and they become broken. Like you can make flawless builds with them. They just become too good, like an Expanded where they got all the options. So it's the same idea. And I really think the leader should go away as opposed to them limiting other stuff that would otherwise be okay. It's not the type of leader, it's not the type of effect we need in the game. It's a gimmick tactic. Maybe it was kind of alright in the early days, but the more and more stuff comes out, it just becomes worse and worse. Especially because, you know, a gimmick tactic like this, maybe it's okay if it's not that consistent, but when it's really consistent, it becomes a problem. So, glad it's going away. I think I had more to say, but I forgot. Never mind. And then we got a card that comes back, this Sakazuki from OP5. Now, I believe this was the first One Piece leader that got banned, but don't be fooled that, oh yeah, we got a bunch of other broken leaders now, so this guy, he's a regular dude. I think it's going to be a good card still, now that he's going to come back. It will be more balanced because, yeah, there is a lot of more competition now with other strong leaders with broken ass effects. But this guy is still good, man. I mean, in decks where you just want to trash your stuff and fill your grave with stuff, he's your guy. He's a consistency engine in a way. Discard a card, draw a card every turn. So with tactics like that, he's your guy. And then his when attacking effect is pretty much the same or almost the same as Lucci, Black Lucci, just -1 cost on one of your opponent's characters. So I don't know, maybe now that this guy's coming back, the Black Lucci from OP7 will seem just weaker by comparison. Now the difference is, of course, is that that guy has 5 life, but he's an all-black leader. I mean, this guy, you get 1 less life, but being able to combine the black cards with the blue cards, it's pretty strong, man. I mean, right now we got all of the blue and black navy stuff. I think this guy's gonna be pretty strong. I mean, I don't know if in the future he'll get rebanned, but we'll see. It's gonna be a great leader still. Coming back, maybe Bandai will regret it, maybe not, I don't know. But it's coming back, and I think it's gonna be a good card for sure. And then we got Kabachi. I believe this card, the reason it got banned was because of Nami. So yeah, the effect is, if you got emoji, draw 2 and trash 1 card from your hand. So I think it must have been, he got banned due to Nami. So with Nami going away, he can come back. He's a Buggy Pirates card, so maybe you can see playing those decks. And that's it, nothing else. I do stand by what I said. I don't know why Bandai is just, they don't want to have a system. Maybe, okay, you're not going to have semi-limited cards like Yu-Gi-Oh! Because then maybe it becomes kind of pointless. But limited cards, instead of just banned cards, I think it'd be a good idea. I mean, put some cards to 1 instead of banning them outright completely. And, yeah. Can't be that bad, right? I mean, I would imagine, I've never used this Luffy leader, but I would imagine they don't just run 1 Katakuri and Lin Lin in their deck. They probably run a bunch of copies. I don't know the numbers, but it's probably more than 1, right? So if they run like 3 to 4 copies, and then you limit these cards, then the deck still gets sort of checked in a way. But then, yeah, I guess the other leaders would suffer that want to run a bunch of this guy. Anyway, so these are my thoughts. I'm not too fond of this banned pair system. I think it's just going to make things more complicated in the future. And then people are going to start saying, you know what? This pair needs to be banned. This card combination is now too broken. They should do this. And then it becomes a whole clusterfuck. So anyway. These are my thoughts. I think I forgot to say some things about Nami, but it is what it is. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.